Ian?
Even better.
HGB.
Welcome to the real estate lab, where the market's the game. Austin's the board, and we're changing the frame. Buyers and sellers and investors alike, tune in often, and we'll set your path right. From the hottest market during the COVID days, to high rates now, leaving many in a daze. Inventory's up, decisions are tough, but with our insights, you'll have the right stuff. National news got you feeling unsure. We're your local source with knowledge that's pure. Austin, Daphne, and JJ too, breaking it down just for you. Relab 8, we're your guiding light, navigating Austin day and night. Whether buying, selling, or investing your way, we're here to help every hour of the day. Interest rates are high and some opportunities lie in the heart of Texas, under the big sky. Don't let the headlines lead you astray. We've got the facts to guide your way. From downtown condos to suburban streets, we know the spots where value meets. Tune in frequently, stay ahead of the curve, with insights and tips y'all deserve. No jargon, no fluff, just real talk, helping you take that real estate walk. In Austin's market, ever so grand, we're your trusted helping hand. Relab 8, we're your guiding light, navigating Austin day and night. Whether buying, selling, or investing your way, we're here to help every hour of the day. So plug in, subscribe, don't miss a beat. With the Real Estate Lab, your journey's complete. Austin, Daphne, and JJ, guiding you through come what may.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Real Estate Lab. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to do something a little different. We've got Gabby here with us, and obviously Daphne and JJ. So the reason why Gabby's here is she's our special guest. And what we're going to try to do is, I'll say, guess a couple of neighborhoods that she would have picked. It's kind of fun. It gives us all just a creative way to look through different neighborhoods and talk through why someone would like it and what people are looking at when they're considering different neighborhoods. So let's start by saying this. So Gabby currently lives in Austin proper, and she has 2 young boys and a partner. And so with that, she also really enjoys being outside, doing all sorts of things in nature and food. She's very much a foodie. And so because of that, this gives us a little flavor to guess some of the neighborhoods that she might pick. As far as the criteria for the neighborhoods, what we're looking for is something that is a master plan community. So one master plan community, one that is a non-HOA community, one that if there was no limitation on resources, money didn't matter, where would she live? And then some kind of wild card community. So with that, let's get started. First off, how's everybody today? No, I'm just chatting.
Awesome.
Am I good?
We're good. I think my pre-workout kicked in now after 2 hours. So I'm ready to go.
I see it. That's good. All right, JJ, I'm gonna start with you because I think out of the 3 of us, you've worked with Gabby the least. So
All right.
So what do you think about that? Yeah.
So guess the neighborhood?
Yeah. So pick one of the criteria and then guess what you think that neighborhood would be.
So like the brand new master plan community.
Perfect. So brand new master plan community. You've got Gabby here. If she were to choose a brand new master plan community, which one do you think she would choose and why?
I chose Easton Park because
okay.
You're family oriented, so that's like a nice family space. There's community events there. We had the food episode before, and I know they have like food truck events and stuff like that, and you may not have to leave the neighborhood. They got the green spaces, and it's in Southeast Austin. And because I've heard that you're in the Austin area, I kept it in Austin. So that's my guess.
All right, don't answer it, Gabby. Don't answer.
I'm going to wait and see what you two think.
Am I close? Should we,
So
or does everybody guess first?
No, everybody's got to guess first. So I'm pulling up Easton Park here so people can see some of the prices. You've got like $695 in the fives, $550, $850. But what you end up with is 4-bedroom houses, some smaller 2 beds, 2 beds, 3 baths. There's plenty of options in Easton Park, but that gives you a vibe, and then you can see where it's like as JJ had mentioned. So not far from the airport, not far from the Austin F1 track, in this little area here. Cool. All right, Daphne, what do you think?
Okay.
Master plan. We're going master plan.
I have two. I'm trying to debate one. I'll say one, and then if we're able to, I'll say the second. Okay, so I do know Gabby, and I do know that family is very important to her, and the little one's education I know is probably priority. Most good parents do prioritize that. So as far as being in a master plan community in a place that's in Austin that has highly rated schools and has lots of outdoor activities and is very close to things to do and food, I said Avery Ranch, located in North Austin. They are zoned for like Cactus Ranch Elementary. What's the other one? Rutledge. And all of those are like rated 9 out of 10 according to gradeschools.org. Also, Avery Ranch is right there on the edge of Cedar Park, which is like this particular edge of Cedar Park has like Lakeline Mall. There's H-E-B over there. There is H-Mart, which is huge for food diversity. H-Mart is a grocery store. It's an Asian Korean owned grocery store, but there's like a ton of little Asian restaurants inside of there. And then there's just a ton of restaurants all around that area. Also, they have Brushy Creek Park, which is beautiful. I don't know how big it is. I know it's miles and miles. They have splash pads for kids. They've got the playscape. They've got paved trails. They've got, not paved trails, like crushed granite trails. They've got the river over there, and just lots of like outdoor things to do. There we go. That's my guess.
Okay. All right. Gabby's just shaking her head. And so if anybody's watching this, in the comments, you put what neighborhood you think. We're talking master plan community for someone like Gabby, who's been in Austin for quite some time, has 2 young boys, and loves being outside and loves food. Okay, so I'm going to throw a guess out there. I'm going to start off by saying I think this is the wrong answer, but I want to guess it anyway, and let me explain why. So I'm going to start off by saying this is hard. This is hard because I'm going to say Lakeside Meadows, but let me explain. Let me explain myself. There's a beach. All the schools in that area are highly rated. It's just outside of Austin proper. Sorry, my voice is leaving me. It's just outside of Austin proper, but you have a lot of things nearby. What you're missing in that scenario is food. There is not a lot of food in Pflugerville. And then you're also missing that it's not Austin proper. And if I know Gabby the way I think I do, she'd want to stay in Austin proper. And so with that, I do think it's the wrong answer, but I think it could be a good contender, is how I'll say it. So Gabby,
I like it.
Were any of those on your list for the master plan community criteria?
They were not, but y'all got really close. AJ got the closest.
Oh, really? Okay, so what was the master plan community you would have chosen?
I picked Cascades at Onion Creek.
Onion Creek. That's
Yeah.
a complete surprise. Why would you choose that one?
So y'all all got really close in that y'all definitely picked stuff that I'm really interested in, outdoors, close to other things. The reason I picked this one is because Easton Park is bomb, but I wanted something a little bit more off the beaten path. But this is still connected to a lot of trails. It's got greenery that's going up all around it, but it's the other thing I love to do is travel. So it's close to the freeway. I can get to the outlets. I could get to San Antonio in under an hour. It is close to a couple of my son's biological family members. One of their grandmas is out there. And there's a lot of food out there. There's an all-you-can-eat sushi place not that far from there that I've heard is fantastic. And the schools are important. However, my children are in a bilingual school, and not all the schools zoned for the areas that we're looking in are bilingual. So most likely I am going to be commuting to take my children to a bilingual education, Austin ISD school.
What school do they go to? Can we ask?
Yeah, they go to Riley Elementary.
Okay, never mind. It's already done.
Let's do that. Yeah, it's in Central Austin. There's not that many schools left right now. Unfortunately, given the current political climate, we might see those reduce quite a bit. But as it stands, there's not that many left in Austin anyways. And yeah, so Spanish is a really important part of my life. I want it to be an important part of my son's lives. They are bilingual currently. And the school that we chose is one of the reasons why they're so good at it.
Side note, I just think it's interesting you said that, because so many of the people that I know that have little ones send their kids to bilingual schools, even if they're not Hispanic, or like, I feel like Spanish is the predominant language that we see here in Texas anyway.
Sure.
But like one of my good friends.
So like in my particular school also offers Mandarin. And so it's great because kids that are already, like, for example, their families only speak Spanish in the household, their children are actually in the Mandarin program because they're like, they already have Spanish. We don't need them to learn Spanish. We need them to learn another language. And so now you're seeing all these children that are fluent in Mandarin by the time they're exiting out of 5th grade, who are not maybe traditionally like born from families that are Mandarin speakers.
So one of my good friends is from Taiwan, and she was born in Taiwan, lived there for many, many years. I actually know, maybe till she was about 10. And then they moved to Argentina. So she speaks English perfectly, Spanish perfectly, Taiwanese,
yes,
and Mandarin, and like something else. And like, if you talk to her on the phone, you would never know that otherwise. Like, she speaks Spanish like an Argentinian lady. She speaks English like an American lady. I don't speak Mandarin, so I don't know, but I'm assuming it's good because that's what they speak at home with her parents.
Yeah, no, it's really impressive to see these little kids running around. What's impressive to me is when the parents don't speak the language, and I'm like, they're like, oh, they're already being sassy to us in the language that they're learning at school, and we don't even know how to defend ourselves because we can't understand what they're saying to us.
Sounds about right.
So it's a great advantage for the kids too. It really is.
It's amazing. That is amazing. Even though it sounds like the options are a little limited, I love that that is an option.
Yeah. So yeah, ultimately you guys all did great. Obviously JJ got the closest, but all of these areas definitely encompass things that I would love. And it's funny because Daphne, their other biological grandparent, lives in that area that you were mentioning. And so we are over there all the time. One of my favorite splash pads in Austin is over there near Leander, Cedar Park kind of borderline. And it's awesome. So I agree that all of the areas you guys mentioned are really wonderful.
I was guessing south for some reason. I don't know why, but I just went south. And I don't want to get too political, but what policy is, and stop me if I am, is pulling away from the bilingual schools? Is it like the vouchers or is it something else?
Yeah, so unfortunately our schools were already struggling beforehand. And now that vouchers have been approved, it's pulled even more funding. But it's not just affecting like the dual language programs is what the schools call it. It's affecting like our PE teachers, our art teachers, our special education. Like, again, not to get too specific, but just generally speaking, because I'm on the PTA and I've seen the numbers. Like they had allotted $50 for special education tools for the year, and now that is not longer being allotted for that. Like it's been taken away. So
$50 total? What?
total.
I mean, you can barely buy a for that.
Again, like if you buy any special education tool, you know that they err on the more expensive side. And so that wouldn't even, it really wouldn't go to buy anything, but it's wild to see the numbers. And so unfortunately, when we're talking about removing public education funding to fund something else, like what they've done with these private school vouchers, a lot of the things that we need and want for our children go, and dual language is one of the ones that unfortunately will be impacted. So
yeah, it's rough. It's rough because for a couple of reasons. I saw an article that said that was talking about Florida and their vouchers, and as soon as they approved them, they had something like 8,400 more tickets purchased for Disney World. Hey, listen, I don't know if it, like, because of that sort of thing, I don't know what, like, how the data is skewed either direction. It's just, it is interesting to see things that are happening as a result of these changes. But more importantly, the fact that we're in a world where blended language, I think, is like a base need, especially in this area. Yeah. What's challenging though is we have all these apps and we have a lot of tools that are coming about. Like I have, the Meta glasses, the Meta Ray-Ban glasses. Those now the software will do a live translation for you, right? So there are things like that they're adding in. I don't know that just I wouldn't want to have to rely on the technology. If I could learn 3 languages, I think that's really important for society moving forward. So, man, there's positives and negatives both ways. Definitely are.
For sure. I
don't know that I've had many clients ask me about which schools are dual language. That's really interesting. They'll use the word diversity, and as realtors, that's so sticky. But nobody's asked me directly, are these dual language schools? That's cool. That's a really good. I think
there are a lot of, when I speak to a lot of parents who are like, their children are getting ready to go into school, and I tell them that my children are in a dual language program, they didn't even know that was a possibility. Like they didn't know that they existed.
Yeah. Well, they won't for long.
I think a lot of people just don't realize that that's even an option, because every dual language program school offers different options. Like there's some that are just Spanish, English. There's some that are like mine that are 3 languages. There might be more out there. But other than that, I think they feel like they have to pay for the private schools, like Magellan, for example, that offers multiple languages, but is quite pricey.
Man, this is good knowledge. I'm glad we touched on that. All right, really let's work on the next one. So the next one is, let's say we do a non-HOA community. All right. We're going to go for a non-HOA community. If Gabby could choose a community that has no HOA, no rules, where would she buy? And then why?
You go first. You went last time. What?
Say it again?
I went first last time. You go first.
I thought JJ went first last time.
I went first.
Oh, did you? I don't even know. Look at me being self-centered. Gross.
Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of creative licensing here. The neighborhood that I'm choosing, should I pull up a map? I'm not pulling up a map. The neighborhood that I'm choosing is Barton Hills.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Here, everybody's face tells you a little bit about the neighborhood. Okay,
does it?
But the reason why is because I didn't pull up a map, but the reason why is because one thing that a lot of people, I don't think we've talked about yet, at least in this discussion, is it's a really low tax rate, no HOA. And then when you're driving around, it's so captivating with the topography as you're driving through. There are a couple of places that people know, like people will say like Treviso or Lakeside at Tessera or some places in Dripping Springs. But like Barton Hills is very topography heavy, and it's really nice to drive through, and the houses are just gorgeous. And the other thing that I think would be really important for Gabby is that none of the houses look exactly the same. So if she had a choice, they're all so unique, and you can get a lot of character in the homes. They're larger, generally larger homes, and they're generally a little bit older, right? You can get some new construction homes, but yeah, it's a cool neighborhood. So that's my guess. Like I said, creative licensing.
I'm gonna piggyback off of that because I'm close to that area too. Well, I'm thinking south. I picked the
I'm
whole
gonna
zip
pull up
code
a
by
house.
the way. Like 78745. I was thinking in Cherrywood because
Ooh.
there's no HOAs there, but just for popularity and Central Austin purposes, just like how Ian chose Barton Hills, another neighboring neighborhood is Travis Heights.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's cool and just like it's the same neighboring neighborhood. So there's also, there's that mixture of architectural styles. You have early 1900s bungalow looking houses, and then you have the, crazy moderns that are coming in. Of course, it's close to Lady Bird Lake and conveniently next to, I think it's flatter than Barton Hills generally.
Mhm.
But you're close to South Congress again, because Gabby likes the food, and close enough to South Lamar, and we agreed South is a spot. And yeah, I just think of it looks cool to me. It's like the coolest looking neighborhood, and it's still South, and there's no HOAs.
You said Cherrywood, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I shifted to Travis Heights. I picked a few, but Travis Heights is just one of those.
So south of the river.
South of the river.
Daphne.
Okay. I'm going
Sorry,
to.
this was one of those. This was the Barton Hills house that I was looking at. And I was like, yes, this is it.
78704.
Yeah.
That's the new construction. And there's also there's so many various houses in that zip code.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can get something that was built in the 70s or early 80s. You can get something that is brand spanking new, completely redone. So
That is correct. Okay, I'm going to share mine. I chose Cat Mountain. And I'm trying to share my screen. Is it not going?
Oh, sorry. Here it is.
There we go. Good deal. So yeah, this is Cat Mountain. It is located, I would say, like not very northwest Austin, but technically northwest Austin. And for me, the sticking point for Gabby is the fact that she likes food and she likes to try different types of food. And the further you go out in either east or west or east, there's just less food. You can see like around town, maybe like a couple like taco trucks sprinkled through, but most of the food is going to be kind of like central, or like I had said before, up here in Cedar Park. That's my experience. I could be wrong. The reason I chose Cat Mountain is because it does not have an HOA. One, it's also rated for good schools or zoned for good whatever. And even though Gabby's kids go to it's not a private school, is it? Or is it charter?
It's a public school.
Okay. But they go to a very specific school. Either way, this area is known for having highly rated schools, and it is so beautiful. It is so, so gorgeous. Cat Mountain basically connects to like the Mount Benil area, which is super scenic. We can see the little river. River running through here, and there's tons of homes built on the cliff that have literally panoramic views of, oh my God. Okay, of downtown and the canyons, and it's stunning. It's really beautiful and kind of similar, not similar, but not, I guess, to what Ian was saying about Barton Hills. You see older homes. You don't see as many new ones. You do see newer ones every now and then, but there's a lot of character, tons of really, really big old trees, lots of hiking, lots of walking, and really quick access to stuff to do like in Central Austin as well. That's my guess.
I mean, y'all all picked great areas. I love everything y'all picked. But this time, Daphne definitely got the closest. So the area that I actually picked for the no HOA is Westover Hills. It is my favorite area in town. I love it.
I'm always
Okay.
ready.
I know.
Good.
I love that.
Can you pull that up on the map, Daphne, since you had it already? The map up?
Yeah. Give me one moment.
The Westover Hills, again, going to my strong love of like getting onto transit systems quickly, is housed in between like Mopac 360, 183. It's close to, it's kind of like Northwesty, but it's close to a ton of shopping. It's got great restaurants in that area. It's really close to get to Central Austin. You can really move anywhere quickly. Right behind there, you can go hiking in Upper Bull Creek.
Can't say it, but what I am going to say about that area is you can get anywhere pretty well as long as it's not during rush hour.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go anywhere. You can get out and walk faster.
Well, the other thing that I love, because I've actually lived in this area before, is I also have pets, and I walk them multiple times a day. And so in the evenings, I used to walk my dog in that area, and you can see deer there. And again, you have a variety of houses from super expensive, like newly modernized homes, to duplexes and condos in this area. So there's a little bit of everything. It doesn't, just have to be like million plus houses. But I love this area. I love it a lot. It's got very mature oaks. It's very green. Yeah, it's a great little area.
It really, really is. I used to live over here too. Forever ago.
I know. Mine's going on like 8 years ago.
Ooh.
Yeah, I did not. This area, like, I didn't appreciate it at the time. This was probably like 12 years back. No, 2014. Okay, like 10 years, 10, 11 years back. And I was just like, meh, it's not downtown. It's the suburbs. But now, wow, like what? Yeah, it's dope.
Oh, yeah.
It's peaceful, it's beautiful. It's great access. Also, to be fair, at the time, like the domain wasn't nearly as cool as it is now. And
Yeah.
it's right there across the street from the domain. So
Yeah, I remember like I love the Arboretum, right? Because it had like Barnes and Nobles. It's got some bookstores back there, and they were at the time still kind of experiencing. I think there's a Brazilian steakhouse now, but before that there was like an Italian place, and before that it was like a seafood place. So there's been a couple of iterations over there, but they also have I think Honest Mary's is over there, Trader Joe's is over there. So it's got a lot of good options for different kinds of food and whatnot. So I really love that area.
They lost Z Gallery. Does anyone know Z Gallery? Am I the only person that knows Z Gallery? You have to. You know? JJ? No? Okay, so here's the thing.
He muted himself. He has something to say.
Oh, I just remember it was very popular, and it was at the Arboretum, and they've had events and tours there. But I saw it digitally. Like I would just see it's popping over there. I never went.
It was like the Spencer's Gifts of lamps and art.
Yeah, I knew a lighting guy.
It's a weird comparison, but let me. Hopefully, you're tracking. There was just you never knew what you would see in there. You're like, what? It was all so very unique, and it was typically like very elegant things. Like in our what do you call it? Like the foyer when we first walk in. So we're in a 2-story. I've got this lamp from Z Gallery. I drove to Dallas to get it because we lost it in the the one in the Arboretum. But it's basically like these shootouts, these shoots, and it's a smoke-colored, almost like a fractal that hangs as our lamp, and that came from Z Gallery. A fractal.
what's a fractal?
Yeah. See if I can.
It's kind of like almost looks like a geode, right? Like a.
Yes, like a geode. Yes. Oh, perfect! I found some. I'm like,
For the lighting enthusiast.
I love good lighting. Please share.
Yeah.
Well, no. For people that like houses, like we all have houses.
Daphne.
What?
So Z Gallery is the place where I was like, oh, now I understand conversation pieces.
What were you saying, Gabby?
Right? They just
I was saying that the image behind you kind of looks like fractal pieces itself.
Could be.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, nothing was
no.
even coming up. I'm sitting here sharing. I'm looking through it.
There we go.
I'm
Do
still
you
a
have a
little lost.
picture
What
of your
is it?
light piece?
Oh, I see fractal lamp
Let's just do
shade.
fractal.
Like a fraction of a
Snowflakes.
geometric shape.
That's a good example.
Huh.
So yeah, I'll see if I can find the exact lamp later, but that's irrelevant. So for the moment, that store was so darn cool. Like I would go there and just walk around for hours. And I was never the kind of guy that would just be enamored by home goods ever. It's one thing that you buying something because you need a throw pillow or something. Like that's one thing. But no, when you go into a store and you're just like, wow. And that's what Z Gallery was for me. And it was right there. And like
Are they in business still, or like what's up with Z Gallery these days?
they are, but only in Dallas and I think Houston.
Interesting.
So for whatever reason, they just didn't last in the Arboretum. And just like Gabby was talking about with Estancia, the churrascaria, the Brazilian steakhouse there, it's like before that there were a ton of restaurants around there, and just the turnover. It's surprising that there's so much turnover when there's such good food, such good options. It's one of those areas where tons of people love spending time there. Maybe they just didn't like spending money there.
That's so.
Or maybe the real estate was probably too high, honestly. Like the cost of leasing a building there, I could only imagine.
Well, I think the domain coming through, it's a better experiential shopping space. Because then when you go to the Arboretum, because it's a little older, it's like you have to walk around a little bit more. And I think that took away from what.
Yeah, and outside, if it's raining or something, it's not. Yeah.
The Arboretum is it's beautiful, and it's very much it's a strip mall, high-end strip mall. The domain also high-end, but feels like a village.
Right.
Very different feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, domain's the urbanized version.
Well, see, this is just me, but I feel like the domain still feels kind of like they're not mom and pop shops, but it feels Austin-y.
Yeah.
While the Arboretum feels like large chain locations, right? Like the Cheesecake Factory is there, Barnes & Noble is there.
The exact opposite. Really? I would have said the exact opposite.
She has a point about the chains. Like it's like Starbucks and Barnes and Nobles and Five Guys and.
But I mean, like the domain has, Louis Vuitton, and it used to have the Forever 21 right before it closed down. It's also, but it had a different feeling. It had a more Austin-y feeling than the Arboretum did, at least to me.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. That's kind of what I'm saying, I guess, like with the village feel.
Yes,
feels
I agree.
more community oriented because you have to walk by people. Even though it's
the domain, they have the apartments and the businesses above in a lot of the areas.
Yeah. It just has a homey feel, even though it is largely chain stores. But I'm with you there, Gabby.
Well, yeah, because people are living there.
All right. We're going to do a fun one. Fun one.
Yeah.
This one is, if money didn't matter, where would Gabby live? I know we were, like I said, getting a little creative with the numbers the last time around. But this time, money doesn't matter. Where would she pick and why? Who wants to go first? I'll go first on this one.
Sure.
Go for it.
Okay, so the neighborhood is called Travis Landing, but it was specifically the area and a house. And here's why. It actually aligns very much with what you were saying, Gabby, Daphne, for Gabby, where it's near the water. It's still hilly. The only thing that always throws me is the school. The school, it's so hard to find a place where the schools are still going to be easily accessible and have the dual language. But like, look at this house. So this house, there's a pool. So I feel like having a pool is a necessity for most parents. If the money didn't matter and they weren't too concerned about safety, having a pool or having access to water would be huge. Am I right or wrong there? Just parents in general. No, maybe. Nobody cares. I'm pulling up the area. So again, right next to Lake Travis, just past Steiner Ranch. Again, this is outside of Austin. Like I said before, I feel like Gabby would stay in Austin proper if she could, but for the right house, I think she'd move outside. For the right house, I think she would move outside of it. Right? Like, if she just, money didn't matter and she won the lottery, she won $800 million in the lottery, I feel like to stay nearby, but maybe come somewhere over here would be fine. That's my guess. JJ Daphne? Oh, it's also not as far as Lakeway. I feel like Lakeway's too far. She wouldn't want to deal with that. Wouldn't want to deal with the traffic and being too far away from friends and family and stuff. But yeah, I think that's a big one. But also, she would have enough room, and this goes to like anybody, right? She would have enough room where everyone could come over and there'd still be too much space.
Too much space.
Yeah. Like imagine if every room had a closet that was the size of another room.
It's excessive. That's
or they
very
were, you have to have multiple. I know. And Gabby's not an excessive person. But again, everybody shifts a little bit when money is purely abundant. Is how it's. Who else?
Let's see
Y'all are
what
thinking
else.
through it. Are you rethinking your answers because of what I put out there?
I'm reading her. I could go next. Let me do a
All right, yeah.
screen share here.
Okay.
I don't know if Gabby
Got it.
cares for this much, but I looked at I went central again. I went with
Okay.
unique properties.
You're
Pemberton Heights.
closer than I am.
I chose you that was yours?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just gonna say.
That's funny.
Maybe you could chime in with me here.
All right.
I felt like the neighborhood has a lot of unique properties, and it also has a Old West Austin National Register Historic District, one of those designations. You got average value of 2.4 million. And yeah, it's like right next to the university. You can see a lot of activity around here. There's parks, Shoal Creek, Peace Park. Again, since it's central, close to Town Lake. A lot of
I know.
downtown.
I feel like y'all
accessibility.
nailed this one on the head, especially when you said Peace Park. I was like, yeah, I can see it.
That's Austin-y enough. What else do we got? We could look at some of these houses here. You got 3,000 square feet for 2.295. They're 3,300 square feet, 2.4995. Yeah. Anything you want to add, Daphne?
Yeah, I chose a different spot right now, but basically, well, because I want to have options, or give our listeners options. Pemberton Heights, actually I had chosen Riker Woods, which is right there on top of it.
There you go.
Mostly because it is central and it is such a cute, it's so character filled. And I feel like that pocket, along with like Terrytown, which is just on the other side of Mopac, those are kind of like the crown jewel of Austin. There's so much history and so much flavor. It's beautiful there. It's scenic. It's got beautiful parks. Peace Park is stunning, and it is a beautifully manicured, very family-friendly park. It's got a splash pad there, and then it's got like the we call it like the magical like tree house thing that you can go up into and like sit on the net. And the vibe is like, it's so good. Like I feel like every time I go through there, people wave. They're like, hi, so I'm like, hi, neighbor. And it just, I'm like, I will live here soon. It's great. I love. Also, it's the other thing too for Gabby that I keep thinking of, because I know she loves food. It's close to UT. It's close to downtown, and UT has so much food and so many fantastic little restaurants from all over the world. that was why I had chosen that for her.
But hold on. I know mine was really far away, but think about it. If money didn't matter, wouldn't she just have a private chef all the time, bring her food from all these different restaurants?
I think she likes the experience, right?
I know she does, but you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did choose a
Yeah.
second up for her. So I chose East Austin, like trending East Austin. One of these cute little houses right here, like on the water, basically, for instance. So really the reason I chose this area after JJ hijacked Pemberton Heights was really just because of its access to everything and the amount of culture that is still living there.
And changing rapidly too.
It's been changing. This is dope. This is like 1.7, which is not cheap, but it's cheaper, which I know money's not a thing, but like for convenience wise, like this is a beautiful home. And it's also really close to a ton of stuff to do. And like I said, it's right there on the water and the trail system. Where did it go? Where's my map? Beep, beep, beep. Beep. Here we go. So yeah, it's right there on the water and it has access to like literally everything. And if she wants to go downtown, she can. If she wants to stay in the neighborhood, she can. And there's plenty to do. Also, it's just little. Happen to skip from the airport.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's really close. That's good. That's a good one. I was gonna say JJ won this one, but I don't know. I think you've got the winner, Daphne.
That was a good audible. Yeah.
Abby will let us know.
Moving east.
No.
Well, so I actually picked the Hidden Valley area, which is just across from Cat Mountain, near Shepherd Mountain. Four Seasons has built an has built their thing out there, and they've got private residents. So I don't know if Ian can pull it up on the MLS, but there's a $12 million house going through there. It is stunning. The views, the area, it's very green. Everything you guys had said. It's still really close to downtown because it's just on the other side of the river. So
it's still under construction though, right? Or
yes.
are things built?
No, they have one I think that might be built, but the other one is under construction. There's a $7 million house out there. I believe that might be completed. The $12 million one is under construction, but
half the price.
I know, for half the price, friends.
That's great.
It's a bargain steal.
It's a deal. Banana peel.
But because it's a Four Seasons private residence, you have access to the Four Seasons and all of their amenities, their private movie cinema and their pools and their restaurants and whatnot. But it is exactly everything you guys had said. I mean, I love every area you guys have talked about. As you can see, they're kind of all around each other. We're at Peace Park all the time. I love that area. It's just this one again, if we talked about money not being anything that limiting, the views supposedly from the renderings of this is like, you know, the 360 bridge, it's got greenery all around it. Because it's so large, it's still kind of its own space. So I love hosting. Both Daphne and Ian have been to the parties that I like to throw, where I just like to have everybody meet everybody from all of my different circles in life. And so this would be like the epitome of that. It's just like being able to have everybody over and a good time, not worried about the sound traveling or anything, and just getting these stunning, spectacular views while still being like, oh, we want to go get a cocktail? Let's just go down the street and we can be downtown in 7 minutes.
I got the site open, Ian.
Oh, do you?
Share it.
Do you? Oh, I missed it. Okay.
Let's see.
This one, right?
Oh, that's
they have one on the MLS that has a different rendering, but it's stunning.
I would not want to live there.
Well, this facility has the.
Oh, sorry, that's beautiful. That's ridiculous. Oh my God, Becky.
But you would have to take this thing. What do you call these things?
Yeah, down to the boat talk. I forgot. I call them the trolley, but I'm sure that there's a more accurate name than that. Well, because you're kind of on top of the hill and it has to go down to the boats. Ian,
Yeah.
your boat uses that. What's it called?
Like a tram or something.
It's not called the same thing. It's a lift for a boat, but I guess it could be like an escalator, like a sky escalator or something. They've got to have a fun name for it. They should have a fun name for it.
Reviews.
This is stupid. Wow.
I know.
I
know,
think
was that-
they're scared to build it quickly because of the tariffs.
Yeah. Wait, you think because of the tariffs they're scared to? If anything, think they want to get it done.
I've talked to someone that used to be on the sales team, and they went to other developers because it wasn't moving fast enough for them to get to work.
Man.
I could be wrong. You may want to double check that. That's just something I heard in the realtor streets.
In the vine.
Yeah.
On the streets.
But
I
the
mean-
thing about this area, it's with people leaving to find luxury Austin, there's only like a few pockets that are left.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Well, and if you actually kind of, again, if you pulled up the
Ooh.
MLS and kind of looked at the surrounding area, there are houses that are obviously not within the Four Seasons private residence area. And they were still like 500, 600, 700,000. Definitely older. It's just Shepherd Mountain is not that far from here. So I just loved the views that area offered. Again, mature oaks, close to lots of freeways and food and fun stuff for the kids to do hiking wise and water wise. So it was just, this was like if there was a cherry to be put on top of something, this would be it.
that's what they built.
You see, Heather made home. She said she thinks the tram thing is called a funicular. Now I have to look that up. I've never heard that word before.
Yeah, funicular. Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, Heather.
Funicular elevator. I've never heard that before. I've never heard that
Funicular?
before. Funicular lift is a type of cable railway that uses a cable. When I was in Singapore, this is what we had to take to get from the main island to the beach. Like it was the whole thing, but they never had a name for it.
They have one in
just call it the
Barcelona too.
Really? Funicular lift. Wow. Thank you, Heather. Heather May.
That's
Thank
the
you,
second
Heather.
word.
Thank
out.
you.
There's that word and the lighting
Oh,
word.
I thought it was a joke. It's like fun to go on it. Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really not very.
that's
Smart.
good. Hey,
We're here.
I know we don't have much time, but I'm just going to throw this out here. Do you see that Donald Trump and Elon Musk are imploding right now? Or Tesla stock is imploding right now because they are arguing over stuff on X, formerly known as Twitter. The only reason I care in the moment is because we're 8 days away from launching our robo-taxi service in Austin, Tesla's robo-taxi service in Austin. And Tesla is having, and Elon and the president are having all this arguing. They're doing all this arguing right now. All I want is for this to not kill a bunch of people.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want,
The robo-taxi?
like, we've got Waymo here. We're getting ready to release. I'm not releasing anything. They have the Tesla robo taxis being released. This is the pilot place, right? I want this to be successful because it's better for Austin. Like in general, it's better for Austin. Like Tesla is a large part of our economy.
Mhm.
And now they're bickering on Twitter. The
No one saw that
richest
coming.
man in the world and arguably one of the most
The most
powerful men in the
loved
world.
man in the world. The richest man and the most loved man in the world.
Two of the most loved men in the world are arguing
American
on
Idol, someone
Twitter.
would say.
This petty, come on, guys.
Love
Anyway,
it.
that's happening right now.
I did not know
I'm-
that was happening.
And either direction it goes, Austin's going to feel it. Austin real estate is going to feel it. That's why I'm saying this. That's why I'm concerned.
They're gonna feel. What are you referring to? Like if it doesn't get launched, or if it get launched poorly? Like what are you?
All of the above. So it's going back and forth. let's say it doesn't get so right now apparently they're talking about putting all, like the Fed, not the Fed, but they're talking about halting all permits for autonomous vehicles right now because of this feud. So let's say that happens.
Mhm.
That was Tesla's whole thing. Right now, think about how many people own Tesla stock or Tesla vehicles or work in Austin for Tesla. And then they're still going back and forth. Now there's this whole SpaceX feud. How many government contracts are paying for SpaceX? How does that impact us? Boring Company, any of the government stuff related to Tesla and Austin. It all fits within our little micro bubble in Austin. That's why. Even if it's just jobs, how many other companies are building things based on Tesla being here?
I mean, I
Like
don't think it
Samsung.
can go away. Like, if this
Yeah.
doesn't go through, they're not going
It's just-
away. I think
they're
time.
moving.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean,
There's storms to me anyway. Like I can't tell if things are clear. They're not calm figures.
Elon, sorry. Ian
Not
Musk.
close.
No, not at all.
He's South African.
No, for sure. Lol. Trying to think of something clever to say, but nothing comes to mind. So I'll just give it to you. That's cute. Like Elon's nuts. Like he's always been crazy, and he's always kind of jangled his own Tesla chain. Like from time to time, he'll do things and say things that are off the wall, and then the stock tanks for a while, and then it comes back. And so it's like, I don't know. I feel like this is just part of his pattern.
Yeah, I think the stock is generally inflated. But yeah, I think there's trajectory. There's long-term trajectory. I think what's going on right now could, be volatile, but the technology is here to be built on for the next decade.
Yeah, his roots are deep. This little storm is not gonna knock it all down. People will get mad and they'll kvetch about it for a while, but they'll move on. They always do. I think
He's the future. Unfortunately, unfortunately, whatever you look at, however you look at it.
Yeah.
I know how much you like Tesla. Refraining from making any statements that might make you pass out on camera.
Well, I'm also separating the technology from the character.
Of course. Yeah.
To stay sane, I have to take like integrity out of it and
100%.
look at the rocket to live. Like, I don't know. I just had to do that.
Did you just say a rocket?
Yeah, like I'm more concerned about, okay, the rockets are getting launched. That's good technological advances. And I can't really put the character together with the technology.
Yeah. The rockets are like one of the smaller things. I mean, there's going to be 1 billion people on Starlink internet, which is from SpaceX. Like that alone, you have people in the world that couldn't have internet otherwise.
Right. So that's the good part. That like I pay attention to basically. Like I'm good with, for example, there was like a program where he was putting internet in the Philippines where there's areas in the Philippines that never had that great of a connection. So that's good. And then I understand there's a lot of other things that aren't good. And I have to separate the two.
Yeah.
Totally.
Anyway, again, the worry is that I don't want it to further negatively impact Austin's real estate climate. That's my worry.
I don't think it will.
Maybe for the year.
We're not far. Have you seen the robots? Have you seen what the robots are doing? That they're going to be building here in Austin as well?
The humanoids?
Yeah. Like it's very ingrained, and I don't think people see how ingrained it is yet in this area. We'll find out. Hopefully these guys can shake hands and turn the other cheek. You don't want them turning the other cheek. Yeah. All right. See y'all in a couple weeks.
Close on that note.
We all know what we're getting. I got
That was
nothing.
a
I got
big
nothing
push.
else. It was awesome. Yeah, I know. It's just because it's happening live right now. Like if you go on X, that argument is unfolding as we speak. So we're sitting here with high interest rates, people that are having a hard time buying homes, and Austin's market where we have more listings than we've had since 2019, since before 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got these two people, one with some of the largest influence in the Austin area, and the other is the sitting president of the United States in a tip.
American Idols again.
It's gonna hit. Yeah.
I feel
Everybody,
like
everybody, you're fired. You're fired. You're fired. I'll use Donald Trump's line from.
That was a good show.
The
That was a
Apprentice.
good show.
I think that was
I
the
know
show
it
that
was.
gave him
I know it
the
was.
popularity.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
It's never been a popularity contest. Clearly. All right, y'all. See you later. Have a wonderful couple of weeks. See you in the next Real Estate Lab. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for having me. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
You too.